Everyone, my name is Lisa, and today I'm going to be going over my MP2. So I'll have the timestamps commented, but the basic structure is that I'll first talk about the basic functionality with the health bar, score, and collectibles. In the second section, I'll talk about all the enemies and demonstrate that they satisfy all the requirements. And then finally, in the third part of the level, I'll show the level design with the restart abilities, and then the full run through at the very end. So to start off, health starts off at 100 and score starts off at 0. You'll also notice that hopefully that enemy doesn't see me yet, but okay, they do. But even then, even when you get a power-up, your health won't go above 100, but your score will increase. You'll also notice that the collectibles do disappear once you collect them. As you can see here, here's another collectible. But yeah, score also never goes negative just because I didn't actually implement any negative score. Even if you get hit by an enemy, your health just decreases, but your score does not actually decrease. And yeah, those are the basic functionalities. Next, I'll be going over the enemies, starting off with the patroller enemy. So when it starts off, the patroller just kind of roams around randomly. But once you get in its line of sight, I did make the view cone kind of small, but once it does see you, it'll start chasing you. But once you run out of its line of sight, it will just keep on roaming as normal. And you can also jump on the enemy to destroy it. So if you time it right, you can destroy it and you won't have to deal with it anymore. So next I'll be going through the mortar enemy. And I'll be using play from here for convenience since the full playthrough will be at the end of the video. So as you can see, the mortar shoots out projectiles in all different directions. And how it works is if you get shot by one directly, then you'll lose 20 health from the projectile itself and 5 from being either in the explosion or too close to the explosion. So we'll see if I can get close to, but not hit by directly. Oh yeah, there's also this enemy over here, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, maybe I'll stay over here. I'll cut this out. Yeah, so there we go. There we were close enough to the explosion to lose 5 health, but we weren't exactly hit by it. And then of course, if you hit the object itself, you'll also lose health, but if you jump on top of it, you can also destroy it, which we'll demonstrate in a sec. Okay. All right, never mind. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so the last enemy I'll be talking about is the custom enemy, which is right here. A little overview is that I basically made a turret enemy where it shoots out projectiles similar to a mortar enemy, but instead the projectiles are actually aimed at the player. They're faster, the projectiles themselves, and also they're shot out at a faster rate. In addition, there's 2 phases for the boss, and it alternates between them at intervals of 5 seconds. During the shooting phase, it's actually larger than the player, so it's much harder to jump on top of it unless you climb up on these obstacles here. And then also there's the smaller phase where it gets smaller than the player, and it is easier to jump on top of it, and it'll stop shooting out projectiles. So with these components, this enemy basically creates a unique difficulty compared to the other 2 enemies. There's an element of timing with the shrinking and the regular phase, and also with the aimed projectiles that actually hone in on the player. It also adds an extra layer of difficulty since you have to be vigilant and make sure that you aren't shot by the projectiles. But yeah, I'll also demo working with the enemy. Okay, so the last thing, I'm just going to demo playing with the last enemy. So as you can see, if you're hit by the projectiles, you're knocked back, so that can be pretty bad. But you kind of just have to make sure you move, and if you just bump into it, you will lose health, the same way it is with all the other enemies. But yeah, this time I'll try a bit harder, so we can jump on top of it when the timing's right. There we go. But yeah, so that destroys the enemy, and yeah. The last thing I would say is that because of the timing nature of it and the alternating phases where at one point it'll shrink and stop shooting projectiles and you can properly jump on top of it and destroy the enemy, that also forces you to get closer to the enemy more and more, which again adds another level of difficulty. It also makes it really convenient to be a type of enemy to guard things like this health pack and this power-up. Okay, so the last thing I'll be showing is just the restarts before I show the full walkthrough clip. So the first way is just falling off the edge. As you can see, we're going to grab this collectible, and also see if I can, okay, well, we'll just let him actually kill us first. But yeah, as you can see, if you just collide into any of the enemies enough, you'll lose health, and you'll get the game over restart screen, and you can do Shift FN1, and that'll let you get mouse control. You can click the restart button, or you can press P, either will work. But yeah, as you can see, the collectible is still there, everything resets, and the level itself resets, so it's a full restart. And then otherwise, you can just walk off the edge, and at a certain Z, the game over restart screen will pop up, and also, after 15 seconds from that screen popping up, the character itself will get deleted, so it doesn't keep running in the background, but that way you can still watch your character fall off and fade into the sky. But yeah, and then it's the same UI, but that also restarts. Okay, so I'm going to walk through the level. I'm going to try to get all the collectibles, or most of them anyways, at least point them out. I'm not going to defeat all the enemies, just since there's definitely enough for 5 minutes, just on its own. But, yeah. Also, I have been trying to record this and, just play flawlessly for a while, but, it's not exactly working, so if I do fall at a certain point, or just die by an enemy, I might just play from a certain point. But yeah, there's a collectible here, there's a health pack here, even though we don't need it, but now we need it. There's also a collectible over here. There's an enemy over here with a health pack and some collectibles behind it, but we're just going to ignore him and not let him see us. I'm going to try to do this right. There we go. There's a collectible here, and there's also a health pack right around this edge if you are kind of careful. Okay, you can't see from here, but you can see from here. But you do kind of have to go around the other edge. But I'm not going to do that since we're at 100 health. I will try and fight this guy, though. Okay, never mind. Okay, great. But yeah, those are all the collectibles on that part of the island. And there's this parkour section, which I'm not great at, so I might have to cheat a little bit here, but we'll do our best, okay? Okay, we'll try again. Okay, there we go. Alright, yeah, I am just gonna teleport, actually. This will reset my score, but yeah, hopefully that's okay. There is this chaser here, which is kind of precarious, but his nav mesh is just, it's limited to the very middle of the plank, so it's not that bad. Yeah, you just have to be careful and kind of edge around him. He also appears to get confused, so I might delete that in the final submission. No, he's alright. Okay, alright. Okay. Yeah, you kind of have to time that right. I'm gonna try that one more time. Okay. I'm just gonna run past him. Okay. And then you get to this island where there's some coins and also this basic mortar enemy, which, okay. Okay, I'm not timing this right. Alright, there we go. And then finally you have these staircases that you kind of have to hop on. There's a health pack. A final health pack. And then this guy, which kind of guards the final thing. Okay. there we go. But yeah, that's basically the level. It's definitely can be kind of hard, especially if you go for every collectible, and if you defeat all the enemies, which you should do, theoretically. But yeah, then just hop on top of the button, and then the level's complete. But yeah, and then of course you can play again, Shift F1, and that'll take you to the very beginning. But yeah, that's basically the walkthrough of the level. Yeah, thanks for watching.